One. Hi, everyone. I'm Barbara Bray, and this is the Emergency Home Learning Summit, and it's my Rethinking Learning series. I have someone so special here today,
So
Erika
sweet.
Sandstrom. Erika,
Hi, sweetheart. I just love Barbara Bray. She's the best.
oh my goodness, you're gonna make me cry. I love
I
it.
make me cry. We even wore the same color.
I know that is so weird. That's happened to me 3 times now in this summit. It's so
I'm not
crazy.
surprised.
So
Energy.
I'm going to go to our next slide because then we can kind of show you off. And before I do that, let me just tell everyone that you'll be able to get a copy, a PDF of this slideshow and the handout by using the little bit.ly at the bottom left. And we have that on most of the slides. And then if you haven't registered yet, you can register by using the link that's also on the slide on the right. And if you want to get a hold of me or Erika, we have our Twitter handles there. And she's a green screen gal and taught me. I can't wait.
She's the most fun person to play with. She'll do anything. Oh, we can't wait to show you all the fun stuff. Some people might have seen it already if they've watched the promo to this chat.
I know
Yeah,
you made that. It was
yeah.
so wonderful.
Well, made it because of you, with you. It's fun
That
to
was
play with
it
you.
was so
Not everybody will play with me, so I can't
fun.
wait for more.
Well,
We're gonna
that's
be
why.
bungee jumping next
Well,
time.
I told my family I'm going to go bungee jumping, and they started, no, don't you? I said, don't worry, I'm safe. So this is all about cultivating compassion during uncertain times. So let's get going here and share what we're
Hey.
doing. Well, I've been sharing this in every one because yeah, the problem is this pandemic happened and then we all went, oh, we can do it. Then a month went by and we go, I don't know. And now it's like, ah.
Yeah.
And you're
If
right.
people haven't uh changed so much from this, I'd be surprised. But it's just the whole mindful mirror of all of these emotions. I'm looking at this picture and I'm thinking, yep, that happened. Oh, that one happened this morning. Oh, yep, that's yesterday. And but it's also beautiful to watch people relax and also live in the present moment more than they ever have. They finally realize that's all we have, because you never know what's going to happen in 2020.
Well, it's 2020, almost 2021. And so we're kind of like, oh my gosh. So anyway, we have some ideas for people. We're
Yes.
going to share, ways that people can cultivate compassion. So
Yes.
let's, and Erika put this together. I went, oh my gosh, do I do all that?
You do a lot more than that. I couldn't
Uh,
even fit it all with all the things you've done. You're
and look
amazing.
at you. And Club Mindful, what is that? Tell them about that.
Oh, well, thanks for asking. I am I've founded the club called Mindful Superheroes Club at my school. And um originally it was kind of meant to be just a mindfulness club, but I also wanted to have a green screen video club, but I didn't want to call it that because I really wanted the kids to practice mindfulness. So they would, before COVID, they were coming every week after school, and we would have yoga mats out, and we do guided meditation, we do yoga, lots of restorative yoga. But then we would take everything we learned, because they would always have a mindful lesson to go with it, and we would turn them into these videos and these creations and this graphic design to help heal the planet and to teach others. Because I always say that you can't really teach compassion without giving people an opportunity to practice it. So this is our way of practicing compassion and empathy and all
Oh,
those fun things. Yeah, it's
I
so
love it. And we're going to, luckily, we got to play a little before, and Erica even found a few wonderful videos to share. So everyone, get ready. This is for our own little journey here into cultivating compassion.
I love it.
So why do we need compassion more than ever right now?
Wow. And it's um especially with strangers. Everyone's in the same boat. And it's interesting, Barbara, because it's globally. I've never felt more connected globally than I do right now, especially with educators and the people I've met. And there's really, I mean, I keep telling the kids, Earth was canceled. It was just canceled. And we're all going through it. Every country, every culture. So yeah, we need compassion right now. What do you think?
Oh, the problem is that we have a little bit of division
Yes,
in this country, and a lot,
a
basically,
lot.
and we don't understand each other. And if we can listen more, be kind, be aware that you can't change some people, and but take care of yourself first,
Yeah.
because you're the only one you really can control and change. And so um I like that. It's just like the picture on the upper left, my life matters.
Yes.
Everybody's life matters.
Yeah.
And if we can model compassion,
Mhm.
it'll help people that are very not sure or uncomfortable or scared.
So true. And I love what you said about how you have to start with yourself, because our energy affects others. If, for example, if you see someone arguing and you walk by them, like, you can feel the dagger. So I'm really into energy, and it's like, if you don't take care of yourself first, or put your own oxygen mask on first, you're not going to be able to help others. But the whole thing with divide, find our commonalities and celebrate our differences. Thank God we're different.
Yeah,
It's
well,
so beautiful, the differences. I love it, so.
the thing I like is that I love the hearts and your beating hearts here, because that's what connects us is our hearts. And we're here, we can be here for each other. So I'm going to go on. I just love all the pictures. Thank you so much for putting these up in the video.
Yeah, I actually just thought of one I wish was in there. It's one I use in something else. It's a sculpture of two people with their backs to each other, looking sad, and they have little kids inside them facing each other. I think
Oh,
you've probably seen it in one of my presentations. I wish I had it up here right now, but it's I can add it later. But we will all started off as little kids that only knew love, and
that's
then
right.
society and stuff, we've learned all these other things. And it's just, if we remember that little kid inside of all of us, and that remember that that person that wronged you was a kid once that didn't know better, and just see them for their heart, it's very powerful.
So
Very
that
powerful.
actually leads into this question. How do you cultivate compassion for you? A lot of us have trouble with that.
Forgive yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think we're making a lot more mistakes than we ever did before, because we just don't know what to do. And this is for everyone. It's not just teachers or parents, kids too. A lot of us are not sure how to act. So I
True.
like this. And so I want to see, I'm kind of curious what the next slide is. I always forget now.
I know, me too. I totally did. Oh yes, this one.
Tell us about
Ah,
it. Why did you pick this?
I think I was feeling that way at the moment. There's a lot of people that give you lots of really cool things, and I've showed some in other webinars, but like, for getting yourself out of that spiral, that thought, especially when you first wake up. There's the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. She's amazing, where she says, snap yourself out of it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just get up and do the next thing. And I have this other one where my friend Eileen teaches, where you put your hand out, and let's say you're having a crazy worry, like, oh, I got to do that thing today, and I'm so worried about it, or it's Monday. Put that out here, and then come up close to your face and say, well, what can I do right now? I can get out of bed and brush my teeth. Okay, now what? Okay, that's out here. I can't control it right now. I don't need to worry about it. I'm going to come back to what I can do right now. But
I
go ahead.
love that. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost that the problem is it's since we're alone a lot, we're in our house, we're with our family or alone. We don't have a lot of those connections like we did before that could actually keep us from thinking in spiraling down like that.
Yeah. And
So,
that's why the mindfulness part, where it says here, I agonize over the past. If we have anxiety and worry, which we all do,
mhm.
we're living in the future. And if we have depression, regret, shame, guilt, and all that, we're living in the past. And just recognizing that. And my favorite quote, you can't, John Kabat-Zinn, he's the king of mindfulness. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. So every day, right now in 2020, this is our day, whether you want it to be or not, but you can learn how to surf through that. So when you start off, and I started off that way this morning, and you just try these strategies, and you stop yourself and say, okay, what can I control right now? I can
Yeah.
get in the shower.
I like that. I started with, you know what went wrong? And this went wrong. And then we started talking. I forgot all about it. You're right. There's,
Distraction. Yeah. And thinking
well,
of something that brings
distraction,
you gratitude, you know? Yeah.
gratitude, what you can change. And that idea, the moment, staying in the moment. I love
Bringing
that.
yourself back and whatever you have to do, because it's a lot harder to do this to get back up through your day. If you start down here, you fight the whole day to get right back up. And I
Ah,
have to do these tricks myself every day. And gratitude is probably the easiest one. What am I grateful for right now? Okay, the coffee was awesome. I made it to work on time, you know, just every little thing.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm babbling.
I have a gratitude jar, and I write
Nice.
I write a note in it often, and then I go in and I check what I did some time ago. And it's really interesting that sometimes I'll write the same gratitude over and over again because I forget that I put it in the jar. But it's a really good
I
thing.
have, yeah, I have a journal, and it's called the Thankful app. And I even do voice to text because I get lazy, but there's a picture on it, and it dings on my phone every night at 9 o'clock. And some days it's like, okay, I saw a squirrel. That was cute. And, and other days you can't stop. So, but it really does get you out of that. It
Oh,
does.
I love that.
Gratitude. Just think of something, anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you and I are good at that, because I'll just say something. You're like, oh, and you forget about what you were worried about.
I don't know if anyone can see what's after at the top, but I think it's self-compassion is a type of self-care. Is that what it says? Because it
Yes.
got cut off a little bit.
Oh,
Why
bummer.
did you come up with that? Because that's
Well, probably for exactly what this beautiful quote that you have here, but uh, it is considered self-care. So it's not about bubble baths and all that. It's about being kind to yourself and having compassion, or even compassion when you're tired or your needs aren't
yeah.
being met. You know, it's self-care, but you need to give yourself a break. I mean,
Well,
we're going to get to negative self-talk because I'm the worst at it, but
well,
yeah.
we do that. This kind of reminds me of one thing and this is Dr. Basil Marin, doing the heart work before the hard work. One of the things that I've done and I've learned and share is put your child, the child on your knee and talk to your child and get at that. We all were, like you said in the beginning, we all were that child, and we have compassion for you. Maybe what is it, how we can do the heart work now? Because this is very scary for children. And what happens when you're adult, you don't want kids to know that you're scared or you're having problems. And
Right.
if we just show the compassion and forgive and say it's okay to feel that way.
Yes, it's okay to feel that way, and try not to, I'm guilty of trying to do that for people too, try to fix how they're feeling. No, you let them feel that way, and they have to recognize it and then forgive themselves for the negative self-talk mostly, and then choose again. Gabby Bernstein says it perfect in her book, oh gosh, I knew I'd go blank.
That's okay.
The super attractor.
Compassion,
She
yeah.
talks about choose again. So I love that. Do the heart work before the hard work. And that reminds me, Barbara, of this. It's a meditation that I do sometimes for forgiveness. Because people, you hear the word forgive and they're like, oh, I could never forgive that or this. And forgiveness is not about really the other person. It's about you. It's
Yeah.
about cutting that tie to be attached to that pain and to attach to that situation. And they don't even really even need to always know. But what I do is I picture that person, and I use a lot of purple and stuff for healing. And I see their heart, and I see them as a little kid, and say,
Mhm.
okay, at some point in their life, they didn't know better. They learned that somewhere. So I'm going to forgive that and cut the tie. So that this looks just like what I like, the heart, the purple. Sorry,
Oh gosh,
you're going to have to move on, or I'm going to keep talking. I know.
it's just that what you just said is that really touched me because the idea of cutting that tie, that's really great. So this one, I love it. You want to share?
Well, I shared a little bit about the club, but this is kind of what we do. These are just a few clips. And if you're on my Twitter or my Instagram, you'll see all the shenanigans. But the kids, they're so cute because they write the scripts and things like that. For example, I was teaching I statements. And it was funny because they were trying to write a script about it and they started arguing on the green screen. And I'm like, I swooped in. I said, okay, teachable moment. Taught them eye statements right there. They practiced it. I said, you just wrote your script. But the thing I love about my Mindful Superhero Club is that we also go to assisted livings, or we did pre-COVID, and volunteered our green screen services, and we would help, we would make that connection with the elderly, and we would cover up their wheelchairs and their walkers with green, so nobody knew they were, here's somebody in a wheelchair who's 90 who's bungee jumping and skiing, and so that's a lot of what our club does as well. But they do go through levels in the club. For example, they have to come to club and practice mindfulness. They have to keep gratitude journals, and then they earn a cape, and then they earn a name. And their names are like, I'm Mindful Miss S, and then we have Caring Kara, Meditative Marcus, they're loving Louisa, and so they have these names. And with the green capes, as you can see in the middle one with him moving with the smiley faces, we green screen them. So you'll see that in another video. But
you actually have that right above the words Club Mindful. You have a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of it. Pretty cool how they love it. They love it. So
this is just wonderful. And that video you showed me of what they did with the assisted living group, and maybe people need to see that one someday. I don't know where you share it, but
it's on my YouTube, but I am starting to finally organize all of that to show people the magic of it. My father is, sorry, Dad, I always say your age on my webinars and stuff. He's 81, and he's my favorite green screen person right now. I'm constantly getting text messages ever since I showed him the Do-Ink app. He can't stop. So I hashtagged him, #green screen dad. You'll see a couple of his things on there. He's a riot. So it doesn't matter how old you are to have this kind of fun. So yeah.
I love that. Well, I think that's the thing. We can do intergenerational work, projects, and have fun together, especially now, if we can figure out some ways.
This is my therapy. I laugh so hard every time. Like when you and I made our thing for the last slide, I couldn't, an hour after we got off the Zoom, I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, we could tell a little bit about some of the bloopers too, right?
That's the best part.
Okay. So do you want to tell about this before I show them?
Yeah, just a quick thing. So this is one of the projects, we were one of the days, even in my regular class, this is not just for my club, I teach this with digital media. We were talking about what negativity is and about energy and all this. And I said, what are some ways we could stop negativity or negative self-talk, or what are the things we need to get rid of or to forgive ourselves, push away. So the first one is, he came up with this idea. He says, I want to chop it up. So go ahead and play the top one. It's so cute. Oh yeah. That one is actually, I'm in this green screen festival right now, and they featured that in their award show, just brand, and this one's gone around a lot. And the second one, I was playing around with Do-Ink. They have a new text tool, and I figured out a way to swat the words away. So I said, what do I need to get rid of? And you'll see emotional clutter. You can play it right now. Limiting belief.
Before I do, we need to put links into for people for Do-Ink and for We videos, just in case they want to know more about it. Okay, ready? Here we go. So cool.
The girls wanted to, thanks, I still clap at it. And we actually have the opposite of that video we're working on, where kids are catching positive things. And then there's another one where we said, what does the earth or the planet need more of right now? And they're throwing words onto the planet like love and peace and equity. Yeah, so you could go both ways with this, but it's just, I just love watching their brains figured out. But that was actually kind of found out by accident. I saw this GIF by Shaq.
Oh yeah, I've used that one.
Words. I saw it. I said, I'm going to try that in Do-Ink, and I use We Video as well. We Video I use for the music and other things, but yeah, it's just.
We definitely have to. I have to learn how to do that.
I want to teach you how to do that, and you and I'll come up with something, and we'll make something.
We'll make something. That
can't wait.
Wait a minute. There we go. So, how do you cultivate compassion for others in your life? We have to be able to do that also. I think I'm going to go to the next slide just so
Yes.
we can see what we wrote there.
Oh,
Okay.
this is you.
Well, okay. So, well, I love Brene Brown.
Yes.
I wrote a whole thing about her in my book and I've watched everything. But when I saw this, you and I both talked about putting this in. It wasn't just
Yes.
me. It was both.
True. I love Brene Brown. I just watched another video with her and how she, but play that and then I'll tell you what she said. I think it's powerful.
Okay. Okay. I just want to let everyone know this is about 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I can't remember. I just want to warn everybody that the timing but the thing that's so good about it is that you might want to watch it all the way through. Okay. So here goes.
So what is empathy and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nursing scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions where empathy is relevant, and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it as much as most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of in a deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, climb down. I know what it's like down here and you're not alone. Sympathy is, ooh, it's bad, no, you want a sandwich? Empathy is a choice, and it's a vulnerable choice, because in order to connect with you, I have to connect with something in myself that knows that feeling. Rarely, if ever, does an empathic response begin with at least. Yeah. And we do it all the time, because you know what? Someone just shared something with us that's incredibly painful, and we're trying to silver lining it. I don't think that's a verb, but I'm using it as one. We're trying to put the silver lining around it. So I had a miscarriage. Oh, at least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student. But one of the things we do sometimes in the face of very difficult conversations is we try to make things better. If I share something with you that's very difficult, I'd rather you say, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just so glad you told me. Because the truth is, rarely can a response make something better. What makes something better is connection.
I love that. Yes.
Barbara, that's so good.
Whoop. Well, to me, whoop, it's just going. Well, one of the things that I've read all of her books, I've watched her TED Talk, and I had seen this one before, but it means so much now because I've heard several people say, well, at least you're married, or at least you have a roof over your head, which, yes, I know someone who's going through something, they know that they have things to be grateful for, but they might be really sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're all guilty of doing that, I'm sure, or people telling their story when you say, oh, my cat died. Oh, when my cat died, but you can turn that experience that you had into true compassion and true empathy because you know how painful pet grief is.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good reminder. I like watching this over and over again because it does remind you. And what Brene Brown is big on, and this is boundaries too. And, just being able to, set boundaries of what's acceptable, what's not from people. But I love that. The at least. That's really powerful.
Well, the way she put this together really makes sense. So a lot of people, I think they may want to watch it again and again, and it's okay because they'll see this as a video. They'll be able to watch it again and again.
And again, love video. You know me. I love video.
Wait a minute. Oh, I got to go to the next slide. There we go. So you want to tell about these?
Yeah. I touched it a little bit, but this is one of the things that we do in the club is they write scripts, and this one is about negative self-talk. I'm just as guilty of this, but it's cute because there's a strategy you can do. It's called put those brakes on your negative self-talk. So the kids came up with the idea to do this little skit. So I hope you can hear it when you play it, but go ahead and play it.
Which one?
The big one. The first one's just a.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no! I'm so stupid! I'm such an idiot! I hate myself!
Have no fear, mindful superheroes are here. I'll help you.
Put your brakes on that negative self-talk, girl.
Yeah, you're human. Everybody makes mistakes. Cancel, clear those negative comments. What else could you say?
I am human, and humans do make mistakes.
That's very true. Even us superheroes. Everybody makes mistakes once in a while. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a great day. See you again.
Oh my God, they're so funny. And then at the end, now this is before we got our podcaster, and I'm still looking to get good microphones. I was using my cell phone and I was laying on the floor.
Stay mindful. Brought to you by the Higgins Mindful Superhero Club.
Oh, that's cute.
Word.
Well, that was one of our very first ones. We're hoping to get better equipment, but I just find it really powerful that the kids, but the best part about this, Barbara, and I've probably told you this before, is even kids that are not in my class or my club, I heard them at their lockers saying, put your brakes on that negative self-talk to each other. So that's when you know it's working. And it's like, your heart just explodes as a teacher. It's like, it works. So that's kind of exactly what we're doing, is giving them a chance to create these things and then watching them live it in real life and really help.
Amazing. We all make mistakes. And when kids can actually support each other and say things like that, especially in the hall, that means other
They're
kids
still
are hearing
doing it. They're like, put your brakes, and they say it to me when I do it. They're put your brakes on that negative self-talk, Miss Sandstrom. And I'm like, oh, you're
Erika,
right. Cancel, clear, forgive, choose again.
I miss working with kids, especially that age. It's so much fun.
I know. Teenagers are fun. They're a rare breed.
So we thought about, bringing in what are all the things you can do to practice compassion. And we said for yourself, but we put this together.
Mm-hmm. And, a lot of them are things that we naturally do, especially the environment and all these things. But the one that I find the most powerful is for strangers. And it reminds me of when I was back in college a long time ago. I went to this church, and I don't remember where it was actually, but it was a huge amount of people. And the speaker got up and he said, how many of you got cut off in traffic today? And no one thanked you. And then he got everybody going, how many of you opened a door for someone? They didn't thank you. And he went on and on. He had everybody riled up. And then he said, well, why did you do it in the first place? Did you do it for a thank you? Because if you did, don't bother, Yeah. And I was like, then he was saying, you actually get good karma and whatever else people believe in return when people don't thank you. So now I get excited when someone's rude. I'm like, yeah, karma. But I also think, you don't know what that person's going through. You don't know if they can speak your language. You don't know if they just lost someone. You don't know. And it's not our responsibility to teach them to be polite. And you didn't do it for the thank you.
Yeah.
So showing compassion is understanding that person might be going through something, and you want to open that door to open the door.
Yeah, I was thinking of this when you said that. At one point, when I was driving over the bridge I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I would go over this one bridge. I thought, every day I go over, I'm going to pay for the guy behind me.
Yes.
And at one point, I never expected a thank you, but at one point, this car drives up and there's these teenagers with their hats on backwards, and they're like, "Hey, lady, that was so cool."
Isn't that awesome? I know. I did that once in a drive-through for Starbucks or something, and someone chased me down. I was like, "Why is that man chasing me?" He just wanted to thank me. I thought that's dangerous.
I know, but it was fun. I mean,
Yeah, it's
me,
nice.
I
It's
mean,
nice.
like when I I'm not going to the grocery store as much, but when I used to go and someone didn't have enough money, I always say, "Well, I'll help," or if they couldn't, I can't reach things because I'm really short. There's always somebody there to help me. I mean, people want to help each other, and
They
but
do. They do. And all of this is teaching us to do that. And
yeah,
that's at least I hope so. With all the divide right now, I pray it's tipping on it's going the other direction. And
we
that's,
have to.
but the
Erica.
kids are like, they want this. I've seen a change in my students, Barbara. I have seen them, as sad as I was that first day when I drove in and I saw them all standing there with their masks on, standing 6 feet apart, looking petrified. All
Mm,
these and it was the very first day, and I just started crying, and I thought, this isn't what school's supposed to be like. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what? They're learning compassion, they're learning patience, they're learning humility, they're learning life lessons that we couldn't have taught them. And we kind of have a little bit of a spoiled society with technology. We're all spoiled, and I have seen them change, and it's just so heartwarming, especially with the smaller classes right now. So that's the good coming out of this, is these kids.
yeah.
These kids are going to change the world.
I
you know
also see one other thing is some of them are becoming more self-confident because they're learning things on their own.
they're being forced to figure it out. They're not
Forced to
doing
figure it
college
out.
school. No one's yeah, and we need to let them try to figure it out. We had to figure it out. We had to go get encyclopedias, and like it's a huge
We didn't have
process to
we didn't
find out
have
information.
Yeah, we didn't have phones, we didn't have Google and all those other things.
Oh no, and the they're rapid fire, and they want things now, and it's forcing them to use other parts of their brain. And that's why I love the green screen, is they have to figure out, when we get to another thing, like just the problem solving they do to figure things out. It's nice to see. It's nice to see. So
Well, let's go to the next one
yeah,
then.
let's go.
Because we
Yeah.
talked about modeling and teaching, cultivating compassion through creativity. And a lot of things you've shown already, Erica, is just have actually brought that in. But the nice thing with it is it's all around compassion, which has been wonderful. Let's go to the next one. Whoops, there we go. Should I show it first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. It's cute because it's almost Thanksgiving, right?
Right. We can do the twins. There's twins in the middle.
Oh, they're darling. That's so
Thank
cute.
you. Now this was pre-COVID, so the one we're making now, they're wearing masks, so we have things popping up outside of our mask. We actually were going to put the words in our masks, but we're actually working on it right now. But I love the twins at the end. They have chocolate and vanilla, and they switch them. But this is an example of, we did a whole lesson, and this is my regular classroom, not my club, gratitude, on the magic of gratitude and what we're grateful for. And we did this whole thing, and I said, we need to express that on the green screen. So we said, it's Thanksgiving. So I had this idea. I'm like, could we be the feathers? And then the kids started practicing. They're like, yeah, we could do this. And it was just adorable how it came out. And so that's one way to take compassion or anything.
I love the colors too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, you go for it.
Look at all the colors. They're not wearing any patterns, or they must have really planned it.
You can tell you're an artist, and that's why you're so creative, because you notice, because I noticed that too. And yeah, it's they don't have any patterns on. Isn't that
I love
interesting?
it. They really thought
Yeah.
it through. That is so darling. Let's see what the next one is. Oh, this one is fun. But before you get to that, the idea that creativity heals.
Yes.
And do you know that Live, Laugh, Love is on all of my welcome mats on outside my house?
Look at that. And I threw them in there. And that was one of my very first projects when I started this marriage between mindfulness, social emotional learning, and green screen. That's when my life just changed, because those were my two passions. And boom, you bring them together and it's just exploded. And the Live, Laugh, Love, the kids had to figure out how to, make these letters. But creativity does heal, and it heals all of us. I mean, I always ask people, what's your creative outlet? My
Yeah.
mom, oh my gosh, my mom is so creative. But she's always picking up a new craft or something. She's always making something. My dad too. He's a wood carver and a million other things. But so what is yours? I paint. I used to teach. I had a paint and sip company called Painter's Pub for a couple years, and I love to paint. What do you do, Barbara, for healing?
Well, there's several. I'm a writer.
Yes, I know you're a writer. Yes.
I'm a writer, but I also dance. I was an art major at one point, but that didn't work because my mom's an artist and I couldn't compare with what she was doing. But I also knit, and I sewed my kids' clothes. I mean, there's so many things I like to experiment and try. At one point I had stained glass, and then I did ceramics. So I have a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you do. And I knew you were creative that way. That's why I asked you. But sometimes I'll pick up my coloring book. It's over there with mandalas, mandala. I can never say it right. Mandalas in it, and just color, because when you're doing that, or even when I'm on the green screen, when I'm on doing, it's therapy for me. And when you're doing that, you're not thinking about other things.
Yeah.
And it is meditation in that respect. So I always find art is meditation.
Well, right now my husband and I are doing puzzles.
Puzzles
So
are awesome.
we do puzzles because it just calms us down. And
yes. And that people, when you hear the word meditate, don't think you have to sit on top of a tree and do that. You can pick up some coloring and just do some breathing. And but yeah, Fugel Fun, Trisha Fugelstein, she is an amazing person to follow. She's she's doing a lot of what I do, and she always says that it's therapy for her. She teaches animation and green screen as well, but her kids do some amazingly creative things, and it's very healing.
I love it.
Okay,
So
well, go ahead.
This video, you created that for a contest you're in, right?
Yes, right. And it's happening right now. I don't know when this will air, but you can vote on greenscreenfest.com. You can see it on my Twitter, but the kids and I created a video that was chosen by this huge festival out of Australia. So there's winners from all over the world. So if we get the most votes, we win People's Choice Award. So I made this promo to get people to vote for us, and the kids came up with all the ideas, and we had a blast. They have their masks on. Go for it. This is fun.
I might not be able to watch it all, but we'll see how that. Oh, that is so cool. It's amazing.
That's over.
They better go there and vote for this.
Oh, this part was the hard part.
We'll put a link to it so they can get to it.
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. How did you do that? Now I got to figure that one out.
I know. That's actually, you and I already kind of started it. So I think you know.
Yeah.
And what I had behind there too was our school. That was they had done what are those called?
That's so cool.
My brain just stopped. What are those called? The droids. What are they? What are the cameras called? Anyway, that's our school.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it. Which
I have. Now you got me not to remember. Okay, we'll get it.
I have one too. I know.
I know what it is. Okay, so we're going to go to the last slide. This is fun. This is us. You ready? It's so silly looking. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Well, the
We had
thing is,
so much
well,
fun.
we've never met in person. So people are like, how do you do that? And I mean, it was fun trying to figure that out, especially the mugs. I don't
Well,
know.
I didn't do it right. I made several takes. You did the first one, so and I was going ding ding ding. But the fun thing was, we did practice over Zoom, and Erika has me sliding in, and the first one I kept sliding. I went over all the way, and she goes, "Well, we need bloopers."
I have a lot of outtakes, and that's the best part. I mean, I've had a lot of bumps and bruises, and especially when that last one with the students, and you have to be really careful, but it's fun,
so
fun to watch
fun.
them figure it out,
So I'm going to stop sharing and let everybody just to talk to you for a second.
Yeah.
Because then we can see more of you.
Yeah, I know.
And
Just
I
love
like
my Barbara time.
no, this has been really wonderful. We decided to put our backgrounds, and we're learning more about different types of things you can do. And we'll probably, I think we're going to have to do some more of this because this is fun.
This is fun, and we speak each other's language big time. And you just meet those people in your life you just connect with, and this woman is, you're just an amazing soul. So I appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate this conversation, but in the many more to come, and many more green screen shenanigans with you.
Well,
When I come to San Francisco, I will, see my sister.
oh, you're staying here.
Oh yeah, I know. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, we're very lucky. And Erika, this has been fun, even putting this together. And I hope people have a lot of fun watching it and rewatching parts of it, and follow you, and also get to vote for your video too with the Kids Made, because it's all about the kids anyway, right?
It really is. I mean, I just, I don't know what to do without my teens in my life, but yeah, it's wonderful. It's just wonderful to have them happy again too. This I've been even working with my remote kids doing some things like this. Having them video is so powerful, and you don't have to have a green screen to do it, even at home. So definitely find me, follow me. I'm making things for people to teach them how to use video to heal these kids right now in what they're dealing with.
So you'll be able to have a copy of this and a copy of the handout, and then there's all the links that are going to be there. So thank you so much, Erika.
The reward is in the journey, so yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for teachers to play like you did with me. So this will be fun.
Yeah, and they better, because it's so much fun. So
Yeah.
you have a wonderful rest of your day, and
Well, thank you. You
so
too.
much. This was wonderful, Erika. Bye.
Bye.
And oh, wait a minute. Heart. I can't make a heart.
I love my
There we go.
Barbara.
Heart. Bye, dear.